Welcome to the Haunted Road Trip Show, where we bring you powerful conversations, insights, and exciting site investigations that reveal the paranormal world in a way you've never seen before. Now, prepare to have your thirst for curiosity satisfied.
Well, hello there, lovelies, ladies, gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good whatever it may be, wherever you may be at. This is your wonderful hostess, Tracy St. Croix. And today on episode, I don't keep track of that stuff. I got other things I got to do. I have the amazing Christine Gold, psychic medium. She has Soul Healers Community. She has been busy, you guys. She is a busy woman. She has a book called How Intuition Saved My Life. And we will be talking about that because that is a very good, curious question that I want answers to. She is a keynote speaker, creator of Soul Healers Community, an annual Dream Vision Map, and Christ Consciousness Summit. She has her own podcast as well, guys. So jump over and catch her podcast, Heart Led Soul Fed. Course and mediumship creator. She holds a degree in business administration and she got 20 years, y'all, in sales and marketing. Christine's main goal is she guides empaths, old souls, and sensitives to overcome anxiety, unworthiness, and overwhelm so they can unleash their gift and seize their purpose. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Hello. I almost felt I need a sword or a wand or something. Unleash.
That's right.
Abracadabra. Yeah, there we go.
Abracadabra. I like it. I always wish I had like a clapping sound.
Yeah.
Like the audience to everybody on there. Well, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So, everybody, one of the most common questions that I get is about like, how'd you get into this gig? Right? What's your answer to that? Like, what, like you got 20 years of BA and sales and marketing. So where was the push?
To get out of my own way.
Okay.
Really. We're all chosen. We all have this ability. Whether you're intuitive or you're psychic or you're a bridge for the other side, you're a connector, you're a projector, you're an interceptor. I'm going with lots of ers here, but I was following, the rat race. I was on that treadmill looking for the proverbial carrot until I absolutely had my dark night of the soul in 2017 and everything came crashing down. So, and then I had a mentor on YouTube of all places. You can learn a lot of stuff on there. And you really just got to, let it present itself. But she basically told me my depression, anxiety, and 2 attempts to die by suicide were because I was not living intuitively. I was not living a soulful, purposeful life. I was chasing money and cars and boys. And I will say boys because they were emotionally unavailable and immature. Anyways, that's a whole nother conversation or show. And yeah, I'm blunt and I like to infuse a lot of humor. And I learn by the proverbial spiritual 2x4 to the head. That's how I learn. Anybody else?
Yes, the cosmic 2x4, ladies and gentlemen, look out for it.
It's like everything falls apart all at the same time, but because there was never a foundation, a pure foundation.
Yes.
It was all based on ego and limiting beliefs and unworthiness and shame and guilt and trauma and the list. There goes the list. So it was an unraveling of all the stuff that buried the gold, basically. I mean, really, that's what our nuggets of intuitive insight is, or messages, or synchronicities, but many times we're not paying attention because the ego is like this. It's a blindfold. It's a mask. It covers your third eye. It needs to go here. I mean,
I've
it's
never heard of that put that way. That's for those of you who are watching on YouTube, that was wow, that was cool. I never thought of it like that.
that's how I perceived it. My mom would say you have blinders on, but the blinders were in the wrong spot. And literally, ego is there as a protection. Caveman, cavewoman. The dinosaurs trying to get you, going to eat you, whatever that is, right? That's what the ego is for. Ego puts gas in your tank, pays the bills. Ego does those ego things, right? But many a times we're just living to serve the master. But the master is our beautiful soulful selves. I tell everyone, you're a beautiful child of God. When did you forget? And really, we just forgot. So let's just have that conversation.
Yes, cue Metallica music, by the way. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. For those who know, they know on that one. On that. Yes, it was it was it shocking to you when you figured out like, oh, I've been really intuitive my whole freaking life? Or
Not
like,
really when you go back and you start healing the inner child and you start rewinding and unraveling and you're like, "Oh, every time I felt something,
right.
that's what empath is. I feel it. It's usually in my gut somewhere." And then you dismiss it or you go, "Oh, I can fix that person," which is also another habit of an empath is trying to fix people, people pleasing, codependency. But I was reading energy, and many times adults were saying things, but it didn't match the vibration. And I couldn't
Yes.
understand what was going on. So then I started thinking, that's the problem, thinking that I'm crazy, or I would tell someone who didn't understand because it's an understanding, not an understanding. And then they would go, "We don't talk about that here," or "That is crazy. Is there something wrong with you? Maybe we need to see a shrink." You start going down that road, right? So then you start learning, okay, so in order to keep myself safe, I cannot say A, B, and C. So I will just follow along.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I love that understanding.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome on there. And also the fact that we as humans, when I talk about this, I say, we are deprogrammed not to believe our senses, right? And that's one of the things that I tell people a lot that was so confusing in my childhood was, how do you not see what I
Mhm.
see? How do you not like understand, like how do you not get what your 4-year-old daughter is telling a 30 something year old person? Like, how am I in the wrong? And
And
so,
if your 4-year-old is telling you stories, encourage it. I have clients that say, "My granddaughter tells me she was on M85 star system last night and blah, blah." And I'm like, "That's amazing.
yep,
Continue."
I do. I love it. I allow my nieces and my nephews, when they're just talking to me on FaceTime, I'm like, just keep talking away. I just keep encouraging them, because the more encouragement that they get, the more they start to remember to trust themselves longer and longer and longer. And even though I know,
Absolutely.
when we go to school, we got to learn our ABCs and our 1, 2, 3s. We got to learn how to, we do have to learn how to maneuver around the matrix. This is where we're at. We, we've got to learn how to function in this kind of society, but we also need to be able to remember that we have, something else is large and in charge of all of this. And we are a huge, huge part of it. So well, you have come a long way in only 6 years then.
Absolutely. I mean, it was already preloaded. It was just, again, buried. But once it was activated, as one of my mentors would say, the inner Christ mystery, your
Right.
chakras, Boom, or Kundalini or whatever you like to
Yeah.
align with, whatever you want to call it. Boom, we're on. Let's go. Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember do you remember that point of what I like to call either people have a burning bush or they have an educational variety of a spiritual awakening? What was yours?
I feel it was a hybrid. It was a mix of both. And
Okay.
that's how I like to work too. That's how I like to teach and empower others is a hybrid. I tell them, get your tool belt, your kit, and start grabbing from the matrix, from outside, from wherever that building your toolkit, whatever you align with. I mean, for me, my biggest divination is cards. Always has been because I love poetry and I love beauty and I love images. Whereas, some of my students will love pendulums or they love crystals or they love essential oils or they love plants. And then I cannot forget animals as well.
Yeah.
Animals and empaths are like two peas in a pod.
That's why you'll see a lot. Very good empathic people oftentimes take care of a lot of animals, and they oftentimes like animals more than humans.
Oh, yeah. I get that. I do. And I was just having a conversation with someone before we came on. He had rescued a dog, and he said, "But I didn't want the dog." And then I said, "And the dog reacted how?" He's like, "Badly." And I'm like, "Why do you think that is?" Because whatever's going on with you, the animal is going to uncover. The
Yeah.
animal's going to behave badly because they're trying to trigger something in you to look at a mirror, hello, and like, oh, I need to heal this. There's something going on. Why? So he decided that he would keep the dog and then realized that the dog had been abandoned twice. And and then he got very emotional. And I'm like, this is amazing. Yes. Now you know why. He goes,
Mhm.
do animals choose us? I'm like, what do you think?
They sure do.
Oh, yeah.
In my world, they have, chosen me. And so, and I love that because I feel very honored that an animal entrusts me with their caretaking for a lifetime.
That's right. And they're never ours, just like our children. They're gifts.
Oh God, they're just wonderful, wonderful gifts. And I always say they'll teach you as much as you can teach them.
That's
But if
right.
you have a cat, just be forewarned, you can teach them anything that they want to learn. Other than that, they're not learning.
Yeah, cats are the original Reiki masters. There's a reason they're revered and worshipped, right? They just
Yes, I
have
was recent. I can't even remember. I was watching like a docu series on Netflix about some new Egyptian tombs that they found,
that's
and
right.
it basically was like cat mummies after mummies of cats that they uh, I don't know how they succumbed to their final passing, but they were honored as like, no, you have to give something that you cherish away to the gods as an offering. And so um it was just like, I don't know if I could do that to my cat nowadays though.
Yeah, no, they definitely had different traditions and references. And in a way, we can take a page from that because being a pet nomad and working in pet care as well, I
Yes.
see way too many people. I need an animal. I need an animal. Oh, goodness, my life has changed. I need to send it back. Got to stop that.
Have you seen The Witcher on Netflix where
Yeah,
they
I
talk
think I've
about
caught a few episodes. Yeah.
it's kind of like digging into what they call a surprise child. That kind of reminds me of that because it's like, oh my god, because I have twin cats, I have identical twin boy cats, and when I got them, it was just an interesting time, but it definitely turned the house upside down with them two coming in.
Yeah, like a whirlwind. It reminds me of Oh, I'm trying to remember that Disney movie. Oh, the Aristocats. I think it was those two Siamese cats. I just see
Yeah,
their tails
yes.
intertwined and they're like troublemakers.
That's how they do when they walk down the hallways. They walk like right together in tandem.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they'll
that's
sit
how
on
I seen them. Okay.
and they'll do everything in tandem. Like they'll sleep butt to butt and then their tails will be messing around with each other for like hours and hours because it's like tag you're at, no tag you're at, no tag you're at.
Aw, that's so sweet. I love
And
that.
it
Twin
does. And
twin flame energy is in everything. So,
it is,
not
and it
just people.
reminds yeah, it does. It reminds me that like spirit is infinite and it can work, you know. Like spirit will use I always tell people like the whole world is an oracle.
Oh, yeah. And
Like
and
the
I love oracle decks. I'm actually creating one. So that's interesting you say that.
you are.
I
Can
am.
you give us any kind of sneak preview about a theme
It
or
is called the empath's way because it's cards from my journey. All the symbols and signs that I seen along the way, I put them into 44 cards. I have a Kickstarter for them. It's halfway funded already. They'll be available for Christmas, and I'm so freaking excited. Anyways,
wow. Well, congratulations on that Kickstarter. You're going to have to make sure that we have that Kickstarter link in case anybody wants to
yes,
contribute to that
absolutely,
on
absolutely.
there. And you also have a book called Intuition Saved My Life.
Yes, I have it. It's right here. I can bring it forward.
Yes, yes, of course. Show her off. Show her off or him
There
or
she
him.
is.
Okay. So,
Now, there's a lot of symbolism. You think of the mind, body, spirit, you think of ego, you think of the dark night. It's all of that. And it's my journey in the book, but I also do soul work on each chapter. So you have to do some homework, soul work.
yes, you can definitely. I'm one of those people that I can look at abstract images and I see faces or I see imagery or I see, like I can look at a tile on a wall and be like, you don't see this whole scene that's going on
Yep.
here?
Or the
Um,
face on the backyard deck in the wood.
yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
That's one of my I love that about myself as I tell people. I love that I can look at anything and be entertained. Almost. So tell us about why intuition saved your life.
Mm. It saved me from, the human condition, suffering,
Okay.
thinking this is it. Is that all there is to life? Pay bills and die? So I always knew there was something more. And I guess that's why I was a bit of a rebel without a cause back in the day. I kind of align with Wayne Dyer. We have a very similar path. He would fight authority. I would fight authority. It was just very interesting. I mean, I still do, but I'm like under the radar a little bit more. Not as not as bold as Sinead O'Connor.
Right.
Bless her soul. A troubled soul. She died of broken heart for sure. Um, but just respecting the illusion and knowing the truth. So intuition did save my life because I wanted to end my life, but something stopped me. And then I was shown that video from my mentor, one of many mentors I've had, who just what she said to me, no one has ever said to me before. And it resonated so much. And she said, work with me for 6 months, but there's a catch. I'm like, okay, I'll do anything.
Right.
Record a 3-minute video telling me why you want to work with me. And I was like, I can't be on video. I know. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to show my face. I just want to keep hiding. Anyways, I did it, and here we are.
Wow. So you're definitely showing your face and you're not hiding.
No, no, I've recorded over 560 videos on YouTube. So I've come out and then some. I would say I come out of the closet, and then people are like, "Want, want." We already knew, except for me. Apparently, I didn't get the no. Sorry.
The Hogwarts invite, right? Where it's coming
Pretty
through the
much.
chimneys and the windows and the doors and
And the
all of
dreams especially. I've dreams are huge. I show people how to activate their dreams because many of them say they don't remember. I've created a dream journal as well because that's part of building your toolkit.
Yes, I teach people that as well, that your dream tool is a part of your lexicon with spirit
Yeah.
and yourself. And
Mm.
so pay attention to dreams, even if you never really figure them out, pay attention to them, right?
And
Just
ask
let
for more information, but don't be attached to it. Too many
yeah,
times we want to ego, we want to figure it out, analyze it. Why? If you're not ready to hear the message, like really, you have to be at that vibrational tone. There's no
yeah.
point until you're like, boom, okay, I got it.
Wow. And so you teach mediumship, right?
I do.
You do. How now do you like the newbies? Do you like the apprentices? Who do you like working with the most? Like where's your niche at? The people who are already kind of big bad and out there?
Yeah, I would say the people that they know there's something more and they're not looking for an easy button and are committed to do the work because it is work. There's a reason there's work
You.
in light and light in work, light work.
Thank you. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah,
Yes, I tell people a lot. Mediumship, everybody can get a message from spirit, but not everybody can be a platform medium. Not
that's
everybody
right.
can be out there working for the public.
Mhm.
It is a development of a skill set and a craft that takes a long time, and you're messing with people's lives here. So make sure that you're ready to do the work that it takes, the dedication that it takes. Because I still tell people all the time, I get really stunned and surprised still that I'm like, oh, out of all the mediums, that spirit picked me and put their loved one in front of me. Like there was some kind of synchronicity that made that happen. And I always go like, wow, like let me honor this and step my ego aside and let's do this. Let's play the game, folks, of that. Now
Absolutely.
we're yes, and I abs it is, you know, um it's not something you raise your hand in school for, like I'm going to be a podcaster and this is what I'm going to do, right?
Yep, that's right.
Nope. But alas, here we are and we're happier people. We are happier people for it on there. So do you have so I'm on TikTok a lot. I love TikTok. It's got so many funny videos. I just enjoy watching, especially cat videos. If you like funny cat
Oh, those animal videos all day. Yep.
all day long and funny animal videos on there. Um, but there are a lot of people on there with misinformation about mediumship and about what
Mm.
what it really takes to be a well-developed, highly educated medium. In your opinion, what does it take to be qualified to work for the public?
Oh gosh. Doing the work. You have to heal yourself first. And many times ego is involved. We have this grand, oh, I'm godlike because don't like that. I work with the 4 Ps. It's all about professionalism, being prepared, perception, and being protected. I mean, that's how I see mediumship, and it is sacred work. Like you said, you're messing with people's lives. Um, yeah, the healing part, but I do it daily, if not twice a day. there are certain things I do. I have a gratitude journal, I have a dream journal, I do meditations. Yoga is probably the biggest part of my life because I love hybrid things. So you've got stretching and grounding and breath work and meditation, all of it. Even if you go for a walk or wash your dishes, that can be a meditation. It's not about shutting your mind, your thoughts off or your mind down. It's about perception. Ooh, there goes a cloud. Okay. Or, ooh, there's a thought. It's going to go that way. It's not coming across my screen. And knowing the difference between intuition and ego. Ego
Yeah.
is dark. Ego is critical. Ego is not of light. Truly, it's not. It wants to keep you stuck and small and in a box like cats love. I mean, cats love boxes, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Whereas intuition, I see it as a butterfly. It comes from love and it is random. So we could be talking here and all of a sudden I get a baseball bat swinging around. Clearly, that is not ego. That is a message. I will see it. I will feel it.
Right.
I will know it. That's, yeah. And everybody perceives differently. And that's why I have a book. I have built a book of signs and symbols, but also of how to be professional, how to be prepared, and how to protect yourself. I
Yeah.
don't, love crowds. But when I go out into a crowd, I made sure my team is with me and I have prayers and white light prayers and all these things that I do before I go in to see somebody or if I go out into public or even driving my vehicle.
Yep.
It's all connected because what happens is they're like, "Oh, she invited us, so we're going to show up." Many times we don't invite.
We got to know who's coming to the party.
Yeah.
We definitely do. And that, and I like that. I like your 4 Ps. That's really, really slick. I really like that on there. Because people, have a lack of understanding that they think that, well, I'm a natural born medium. Well, a lot of people are.
Mhm.
You got to come at me with something a little bit more clever than that, right? And that's a part of why I do this show, why I do other, educational purposes, is to let people know that this isn't just, playing around. This is
No.
something that we've developed and really given our lives over to help, spirit and the living as well, communicate confidently with the unseen realms around them, as I like to say on that.
It's
And you brought up
really
a really good,
it's really about learning a language. Like
yes,
it is. It truly is. And once it's a muscle you must build. But in order to get, tight abs, you got to do the work and you got to do it consistently. And you got to just lead with your heart and say, okay, I'm open to everything, attached to nothing. What you got for me? I also love channeling, intuitive writing. I teach that as well. It's huge. Pen to paper for me, huge.
every
That,
day, pen to paper.
yeah.
I did what was that? Oh my god, I gotta look at the book. The Artist Way,
Oh,
years ago.
yeah. I've loved that book. Yeah.
Pen to paper every single day. I gotta do a brain dump.
Yes.
I gotta get out what the ego wants to say, what the soul wants to say, and then create my day moving forward from there.
Hmm. And working with
Because
people as well, I'm writing pages for them. And then I incorporate my dream
oh,
journal, so I do a mix. That's part of the preparation. There's a lot of preparing going on. I feel people don't realize that. Like, they sensationalize Teresa Caputo and Tyler Henry and Matt Fraser and whoever else. That they're on TV and it's just they know everything, or oh, it's all fed to them. They did a background check, and I'm just like, why are you watching this then? If you don't believe it, don't science your way out of this. I welcome skeptics. However, at the same time, they sensationalize. So if Teresa works this way, then it must work this way. No, take what you want and leave the rest.
exactly. Teresa worked that way because that's her mechanics.
Yeah,
Each medium has their own mechanics.
that's right.
And people don't understand that. I tell people a lot that. I was like, if you think you're coming in here to see, some kind of sensationalized mediumship reading, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to ruin your expectations.
Well, expectations are a form of self-sabotage.
Well, yeah, as I've learned, expectations are just a resentment under construction. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and that, sometimes there does come through some bigger information and things like that, but it's not always that way. And I tell people, be mindful. They sit with these people for an hour or so, and you're only seeing 3 to 4 minutes. Just
Exactly. You're seeing the juicy stuff. Oh, give me the juicy stuff.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're seeing, and it doesn't disvalidate that information that comes through in those 3 to 4 minutes, but you're not seeing the prep work. You're not seeing what else went into that. You're not, all of that kind of stuff. And I tell people all the time, like, if you think we're Googling and we're memorizing all this shit, don't you think if we had those skill sets, we'd be doing something else? Like, why
Well,
would
yeah, I
we?
would have
Yeah,
won the lottery like many years ago, you know?
yeah, like I always say I welcome a skeptic. I do not welcome a critic.
Yes, thank you. I love that.
Yeah,
I
skeptics are at least there to ask questions and be honest. A critic or a troll is there to bring things down or
and it just comes from their own fear and shadow side. And honey, you gotta work it.
I
You got
did.
some work to do.
Last night I was laughing because I did a TikTok. I was on TikTok live and sometimes trolls pop in on those things. And of course, a troll popped in and he started putting in Bible verses, but he didn't
Oh, I love
realize
those.
I love those too. And I was like,
I read the Bible
um,
though. Anyways, yeah, anyways.
yeah, I'm like, you realize you're putting Bible verses that all have angel numbers? Like he was putting 1111 and four, and I'm like, get out of here, dude. If you're gonna insult me, you must pay me. Click. You go behind my firewall.
I'll have to watch you on TikTok there. That sounds like a lot of fun. Very entertaining. I'll get my popcorn. Yeah.
Yes, I do. And I do go on TikTok and do a lot of free readings and talk with people and educate. And that's why I love that platform so much. Is
Mm.
because it's just so easy to connect with people and to help, un uneducate. Because I made a video for something else yesterday. And one of the questions that I asked these people that they had no idea about, metaphysics or spirituality. And I said, I want you to think in your head the top 3 sources that you've gotten information on about what ghosts are, what is paranormal activity, and what is mediumship. And I can guarantee you those 3 sources of information are probably whatever your cultural religious background is, your friend's family upbringing, whatever that is, and Hollywood.
Mm. Yeah.
And Hollywood includes bad actors on social media. And I said,
Agreed.
yeah, what do all, and I also went on to say, and what do all 3 of those categories have in common? Is that none of them are telling the truth because you don't have anybody in there who's actually been practicing in metaphysics, true metaphysics that has really developed it and harnessed it. And then I went on to, I went on about my video after that. But I'd like to put that out there for people to really sit and go, where have I gained most of the knowledge that I think I know about the spirit world?
Yeah. No, and it, like one of my mentors would call it the unholy trinity. Religion, science, and politics.
Uh, yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, that is definitely interesting. I tell people, I'm like, just pop on the news for 10 minutes. You'll get an eye full. You'll see what's.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the news and people tell me things. I'm like, "Oh, I had no idea." "Well, don't you watch the news?" I'm like, "Never evolving with spirit?" They're like, "What?" I'm like, "News, never evolving with spirit." That's what news stands
Ah,
for. I
uh,
like doing stuff like that just to throw people off. "What?"
I like that. No, and you know what? Honestly, there's such great creators on TikTok that do the news in such a well formatted way. I'm like, why do I need that when I've got all these people on TikTok that like are really breaking it down to let people understand truly what's going on out there?
Yeah, not from a script broadcast across
Yeah,
50.
and that they're not paid by billionaires.
That too. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I get I always double check things because you never know. But
Of course.
yeah, but for the most part, that's what we're doing on there. On there. So I want to know, and we can get your book, Intuition Saved My Life, on Amazon. I imagine it's on your website as well.
Yes.
Okay. And uh let me see. Did we have a free gift for our listeners as well? Christine, did we?
I believe I did. I have a chakra, like a harness your energy, a chakra workbook.
Well, you guys are going to, oh, that is right. That is right. If you go to the link, it's going to be in the show notes, guys. So whether you are on your preferred podcast provider or you're on YouTube or somewhere else, go there and get Miss Christine's free freaking gift. So now we're going to play. You want to play some games? You want to play a little game?
Yeah, I mean, games with spirit. That's how we develop and strengthen our intuition.
Yes, and this is going to be developing and playing and strengthening all at once, and people at home can follow along because if you want to do this at home, go ahead and do this at home as well. So first I need to share screen
All
on there.
right.
Come on. Technology work. There we go. On to there. We are going to go to cheap old houses on. Oops, that is the one I wanted to share. Okay, so
Hmm.
we're off to one of my favorite Instagram pages, okay, called Cheap Old Houses. What I like to do is we're going to explore this home. And then we're going to make a decision. Would we book it for the night or would we book it out of there, girl? Clutching
Hmm.
our pearls and running. Okay, for everybody who's listening, we are in Mercer, Pennsylvania. And yes, the listing says that is a curved front door. Have you ever dreamed of living in an 1800s historic Grand Victorian? We'll bring that dream to life by bringing this 9-bedroom, 5-bath brick home back to life. You can read the rest of the listing online because it's quite lengthy. We are in Pennsylvania. So you want to take a look around? Let's take a look around on here. I'm interested to go all the way up top. What about you?
Yeah, I was really drawn to the top. There's a
Yes,
lot of
I'm
stuff
like,
going on there.
there is a lot of stuff going on here. This yard is nice and friendly, but there's kind of like a look of whoever lived here at once. I would not
Like
have.
an evil eye. That's what I feel. I feel like,
Yes,
yeah.
I feel like there was a lady of the house here at one time for a very long time, and she ruled the roost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, what she said went.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was looking at the front, I'm like, it looks pretty, but it's not.
It definitely needs I mean, if somebody from HGTV is watching or listening, y'all need to go pick this one up.
Because it is a very good deal. I mean, up in Canada, that house would be like 3, 4 times more, if not,
Wow.
yeah, 10 times more.
Wow.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, this almost seems like it could, that this was definitely, it looks like one of those homes that could have been used as apartment homes or as a,
Like a boarding house or something. A lot of
yes,
transient energy going on too.
yes. Oh, wow. Look at that wallpaper.
Okay. Mm.
There's the curved door from the inside. That's unique.
Very prickly energy. Prickly. Just
Yes. I
stoic,
almost,
religious, very tyrant. I'm feeling tyrant as well. Like
wow.
you said, what she says goes.
Yes.
Hmm.
I feel like I want to tiptoe around here. I don't want to make whoop.
And don't make
Sometimes,
a mess,
yeah,
or you're
no,
gonna get
don't.
1,000 latches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow, look at that under the staircase closet there.
I think some people were hidden or locked in there for some reason.
There might be, you never know. You never quite know the secrets of the house until you get
Uh-huh.
into it.
Uh-huh.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's some new tile though
Yeah,
there.
that is. That's very interesting. It's kind of shiny. Hmm.
It is. It's kind of like the ocean meets the woods
Yeah,
on there. I and that is a tiny, tiny fireplace. But then
that
again,
is.
back in the day, they used to have fireplaces. That mirror needs to be cleaned spiritually. I can look at that and tell that,
Oh, absolutely. Any new home I go into, I smudge the heck out of it.
oh my God. Can you imagine? Look, they have sliding doors as well. That is what I want in my home one day is sliding doors because I just think there's something just elegant about being able to slide doors into the walls
Is that
everywhere.
another fireplace?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a
Okay.
whole nother fireplace.
Interesting.
This is oh, this is a room upstairs.
Mm.
I don't like this room.
No, there's a lot of darkness, a lot of sadness, grief, a lot of stuff coming right now.
Wow.
A lot of negativity. Like I'm instantly getting a headache
Oh
looking at
no.
this house.
Uh-oh. What? Oh, oh.
Ooh. Now is that like an elevator or a closet, but it has drawers underneath? That's
Yeah, I wonder if
interesting.
that's like a butler's pantry
Yeah, 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 yeah.
or something. But you know what? I think there's something so elegant about built-in shelves and drawers and things like that.
Mm, mhm.
I do think there's something very prevalent and fancy about it. Oh, no, we would not be staying in that room. I
Nope,
don't know
absolutely
what is
not.
going on, but I would not be staying in that room at all for nothing. Let's go back and see her in all her glory from the outside in. Oh, Mercer, Pennsylvania, I wish you the best of luck, but we are not going to stay here. This is going to be a
Sayonara.
hard pass. This is going to be a hard pass
Ooh.
for us, but I wish you the best of luck. Sometimes the comments,
Oh, sometimes the comments I live for. I
oh,
don't know
I
where they come.
live for the comments. Yes, sometimes I don't think we can read some of these out.
Of course not.
Yes, exactly. So everybody seems to be commenting on the curved door. Um,
Okay. Mm.
exactly. So yeah, it's cheap, folks,
Yeah,
because
for a reason.
yeah, exactly for a reason, because you have to renovate the whole darn thing.
Yeah, for some reason I see dynamite, like boom.
You gotta bring it on. And plus there's a reason I found out on these listings. If they don't show the bathroom and the kitchens, and they did not show any bathrooms or any kitchens in there,
Mm-hmm.
woo, that might be where some of the main renovation needs to be. And that gets pricey.
Oh, absolutely. I watch a lot of renovation shows, so Mm.
And that's what I love about some of these old houses is just being able, everybody can go through these listings. I tell my students a lot, go through the listings and just see, if nothing else, what do you feel about that place?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like ask yourself, would you sit in that room by yourself?
Yeah. What's your first gut feel? Like the first, that's says everything. Don't dismiss it. Just explore further and then confirm it. You're like, oh yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
mean, I do a
exactly.
missing persons exercise with my students. They don't get pictures, nothing. They get a name, and then you leave them for a day. They kind of sit with it and see what comes in, dreams, blah, 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 blah. And then I start feeding them a picture of them. And it is 9 times out of 10, they are bang on.
Wow. Yeah, it does work like that because you have to. I tell people a lot, especially when it comes to connecting with missing people or things like that. Sometimes you have to give the energy a minute to build.
Yeah, and less is more. Go in blind. People are like, don't you need a name? I'm like, no, I don't want nothing. Don't give me nothing, please. Because then what's the point?
Nope. Less is more sometimes, folks. Less is more. Whenever we catch a missing persons case, I just say, I'll just give me their first name just so that I just have a first name to go with.
Yep.
And that's about all I need. That's all I want onto there. Well, this has been an excellent conversation. So for those, I always like to ask, for those people who are like really curious on the fence, Christine, and they're kind of like, maybe I should study my intuition, but I don't know, I could be opening a bunch of portals and shit and letting a bunch of D's into my house. um and D's, you know what D's are.
Yes.
Uh what do you say to them? What would be your advice?
Hmm. What's the worst thing that could happen? I like what if. What if you didn't? You're going to be exactly where you were last year saying, oh man, I didn't, go for it and just unleash my magic, my power, my authentic self, my soul, and really align with why I'm here. You have a soul's contract, why I'm here. Do you want to come back again? Okay, sign up again. Wee, merry-go-round. Please, save yourself a lot of time and just be curious like a child would and just jump in and have
Yes.
fun.
And have some fun. That's exactly what I love to say on here. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Haunted Road Trip Show. Psychic medium Christine Gold. Her links are everywhere in the notes. You guys go and connect with her. Go and get her free gift. You guys, thank you so much for being on the show with us. All right, guys, go out there, have some fun, kick some butt. I will be back to you shortly. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.